All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we're diving into this explainer to learn exactly how to navigate the somewhat bureaucratic, but honestly absolutely essential world of property deeds in Dane County, Wisconsin. You know, whether you're a prospective home buyer, maybe a local history buff doing some deep genealogical research, or even an independent investor, knowing exactly how to access land records, it's basically a real estate superpower. So today, we're going to unlock that power. We'll show you just how straightforward and crucial it is to pull property deed info straight from the source.
To really ground this, let's imagine you're researching a gorgeous, move-in-ready home. Take a real-world example, the Emerald plan over at 5299 Athlone Road in Fitchburg. Right now, that's listed for around $534,900. You've probably seen the glossy commercial listings, right? The pristine photos, the neighborhood perks, but how do you actually bypass all that slick marketing to find the official county records? How do you dig up the historical boundaries, the previous owners, or see if there are any existing encumbrances? Well, that is exactly what we're solving today.
So we have to start our journey with the ultimate gatekeeper of all this information, and that is the Dane County Register of Deeds. Down in the City-County building in downtown Madison, this office acts as the primary custodian of all land records. And I want to be clear, they don't just put files in a cabinet. They are the central administrative repository responsible for the legal recording and archiving of everything. Real estate titles, mortgages, certified survey maps, you name it. They literally dictate how these documents are processed, indexed, and eventually reproduced for public use.
Here is our game plan for today. 1. The Registry of Deeds. 2. Starting with Access Dane. 3. Online document search tools. 4. In-person and mail requests. And finally, 5. Understanding fees and costs.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Register of Deeds.
Now here is a really interesting quirk about the office. They are currently in the middle of a massive, long-term back-indexing project. So as of right now, their digitized index of recorded real estate documents is available starting from January 1975. What that means for you is, if you're looking for a deed or mortgage filed after 1975, you're in luck. It's almost definitely indexed digitally. But if your research takes you further back in time than that, you're going to have to rely on more traditional physical access methods, which, don't worry, we're going to cover shortly. But before you even think about handing over money for formal documents, your research really should always begin with the county's free portal, Access Dane.
Which brings us right into Section 2, starting with Access Dane.
Doing a quick search on the Access Dane platform is literally just 3 simple steps. This portal is managed under the direction of the Dane County Land Information Council, and it's basically your primary starting line. Step 1, you just select your criteria, owner, address, or parcel. Step 2, start typing. The system actually has a really helpful dynamic type-ahead feature that starts populating valid searches right away. And Step 3, just hit search. This tool is completely free, and it's fantastic for establishing spatial boundaries, getting exact parcel ID numbers, and pulling tax assessment data. It's the perfect foundation before you actually go hunting for the dense legal deed. So let's see how this builds into retrieving those recorded documents right from your own computer.
Let's move on to Section 3, Online Document Search Tools.
All right, once you've grabbed your parcel data from Access Dane, it's time to actually pull the deed. The county uses 2 proprietary software engines for this, provided by a company called Fiddler Technologies. The crucial thing here is making sure you pick the right tool for your specific situation. On one side, we've got Tapestry Eon. This one uses a pay-per-search framework, making it perfect for occasional users. Think casual homebuyers or independent researchers. On the exact opposite side is Laredo Anywhere. Now this is a heavy-duty, subscription-based engine built for real estate professionals, title underwriters, or legal firms who need daily, high-volume access to these records.
Assuming you're just doing some personal research, you're definitely going to be using Tapestry Eon. But keep a few technical requirements in mind so your search goes smoothly. Since it is a pay-as-you-go system, you absolutely must have a valid credit card on hand. Technically speaking, you'll also need a web browser that supports TLS 1.2, plus Adobe Reader so you can actually view and print the document images. And hey, if you run into a glitch, don't panic. Fiddler Technologies has a direct support line at 563-345-1283. But what if you just want to bypass the computer altogether? Maybe you're looking for a pre-1975 deed, or you just prefer the old-school offline approach.
That brings us to Section 4, In-person and mail requests.
So, taking a trip down to the City-County building, room 110 specifically, is honestly a highly effective way to get what you need. Plus, most records are completely free to view while you're standing right there.
But if you want printed copies to take home, you've got to come prepared. The staff is going to need you to provide the party names, the approximate year the document was recorded, and the parcel address or legal description. But listen up, because here is the most critical detail you literally cannot forget.
You must pay for the document with cash. No checks are accepted. We had to highlight this directly from the source material because imagine this. You do all your research, you navigate the nightmare that is downtown Madison traffic, you pay for parking, you finally get up to the counter, only to be turned away because you brought a card instead of bills. If you want physical copies in person, cash is absolute king here.
Now, if you prefer using the mail, you can send your request over to P.O. Box 1438 in Madison. But keep in mind, mail requests require exact document specifications. That means you already need to know the document number, volume, or page before you send it. You also have to provide a stamped, self-addressed envelope. The office is pretty quick, but you should probably bank on a 2-week turnaround time total. Oh, and just like the strict in-person rules, mail-ins have their own little quirk. You must use a money order or a cashier's check made out to the Register of Deeds. They will not process a personal check under any circumstances. Okay, let's break down exactly what all these different retrieval methods are actually going to cost you.
Section 5. Understanding fees and costs.
When you're putting together a budget for your research, notice how the sheer convenience of sitting in your pajamas using Tapestry Eon comes with an $8.75 search fee plus $1 for every page printed. On the flip side, if you're willing to do the legwork and show up in person or send a request by mail, the base cost drops significantly. It's just $2 for that first page and $1 for each additional page. So a standard 6-page mortgage requested in person, that's only going to cost you $7 in cash. Well, plus whatever you paid for downtown parking, of course.
Also keep in mind, if you ever need a document officially certified for legal purposes, maybe for a court filing or some official estate planning, that's going to be an additional $1 per document, provided you request it in person or by mail. Just note, you actually cannot get official certifications through that online Tapestry platform.
And hey, if you happen to be on the other side of a real estate transaction and you need to officially record a standard document with the county, like filing a brand new deed, a mortgage, or a land contract, that carries a flat $30 recording fee. And that's regardless of how many pages are actually in the document.
Okay, as a really fascinating side note for you real estate researchers and investors out there, truly understanding these records gives you a massive advantage if you're ever looking at tax deed auctions. Basically, when property taxes become severely delinquent, Dane County actually acquires those properties and liquidates them through sealed bid public auctions, usually in the late fall. The entire bidding process relies heavily on both Access Dane and the Register of Deeds to transfer and record the title, which ties right back into the exact record systems you now know how to navigate.
So to wrap this all up, you really need to evaluate your specific research needs. Are you just doing a quick one-off historical check, or are you pulling multiple modern deeds for an investment? Choosing your tool wisely is going to save you both time and money. I really hope this explainer has empowered you to confidently tackle the Dane County Register of Deeds. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more high-value structured explainers, and definitely share this with anyone you know who's stepping into the real estate market. Finally, please remember that while this provides a comprehensive guide to county protocols, you should always verify your findings and legal specifics with local authorities or a qualified legal expert. Happy researching!